G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to do the review between Geelong and Carlton, which was at Etihad Stadium on the Friday night, and a very nice performance by the Cats, mate, getting home by 77 points.
Very impressive, mate. Nearly the record margin, sorry.
Ooh, jeez, very nice there. The headline this week, though, mate, is Cats swiped the Blues.
Yeah, they sure did. The Blues were terrible, really. Like, I was listening to the radio today, and they hardly talked about us. It was all about how bad Carlton now.
Gee, we can't pick a winner, mate.
How Mick Malthouse is gone and all this stuff. But, yeah, to focus in on us, we were very impressed. I'll get your thoughts first, actually, mate. You can kick us off here, because you were at the game as well. One of the rare times we're both at the game, but not sitting together.
Yeah, it was a funny little scenario, but I got the seat in the car, mate, and I was pretty happy to have a good chat and a good laugh. So I'm getting chucked under the bus a lot as well, which is good. Anyway, I was reasonably impressed. And the great thing was we weren't fantastic.
No.
And we won by 77, so I mean that shows how bad Carlton are. But it's talking about how good Geelong are this time, not what the radio is talking about.
Yeah.
But I was pretty impressed with the way we sort of went about it. Pretty exciting play for the most part of it. Went through the corridor a lot, and we're playing our best footy when we're going through the corridor, hitting up our targets there. And I thought we used the ball really well. And our disposal efficiency, as I've talked about a lot, and sort of gone on the last few weeks, been pretty promising. And sort of as that has improved, we've improved, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So it's always good. We're hitting up the targets in our 50. Sometimes we've been a bit of a team that sort of just kicks it long and in hope for Clark or Hawkins to mark it.
Yeah.
Not always the safe, well, not the safest kick, not the smartest option.
Can get a bit predictable, can't it?
Definitely, yeah. So it was so good to see that we were actually lowering the eyes and assessing an option, and most of the time we were hitting the targets very nicely, lace out at times, and I was very impressed with their marks inside 50. It was promising. So.
And our forwards looked bigger than their defenders, to quote Lee Matthews. Hawkins was just manhandling Simon White for the most part. And
poor Simon.
Yeah, so that factored in with the midfield lack of pressure from Carlton allowed us to do that pretty well.
Yeah, that's right, mate. And winning the clearances was always good. I was probably just one of your points taken there, but I'll let you elaborate on that if need be. Yeah, I think if there was one disappointing thing, losing the contested possessions. I don't know how it happens when we absolutely thrash them, which is, it's an amazing stat, probably in the clearances, but again, we won the clearances, so that's even another puzzling statement. But just a couple of easy goals Carlton got, and the transition at times from defence to the forward 50 for them was pretty simple, and I think against a better team, and it has been shown this year that if you let that happen, they will absolutely kill you and make you pay. So, I mean, you can't expect a perfect performance from a team that's almost rebuilding. Yeah,
no, you're right, but it was pretty good.
How'd you see it?
Yeah, good to get a bit of a percentage boost too. Almost put us to even on 100%.
Yeah, still not even there. I can't believe it.
Yeah, what impressed me most was just the younger brigade of players sort of coming through. Like a few will feature in our votes, sort of Caddy, Murdoch, Guthrie, Blitzarves keeps going, and in defence was Thurlow and Buse. I'm really liking Buse, actually. He's really finding a spot.
Yeah, he's good.
And starting to do a bit offensively as well. But, the clearances was a tick. That was good. So, we did enough, I think. Like, it was interesting. I didn't feel we were dominating, but
no,
we just kept winning the quarter and getting goals from just sort of simple footy. Yeah,
that's what you got to do, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So Carlton were there for the kill, and we got that kill. So that was good. It was a win we needed to sort of catch up that percentage, which is important. It's just a little thing. But those younger players really impressed me, and Kirsten as well. Credit where it's due. I thought that was arguably his best game for his career.
Yeah, couldn't argue with that.
And Murdoch as well was fantastic. Two guys that we probably knocked a bit. And sort of shaking the tag of no Selwood, no Geelong, which is something I know you were pretty happy with as well. And to a lesser extent, Hawkins. I mean, while he didn't impact the scoreboard heavily, he makes heap of contests and draws a couple of defenders at times, so he certainly impacts. But Selwood in particular, I felt it was one of the worst games I've ever seen him play, to be honest.
Yeah,
looking on the stat sheet, he laid 8 tackles, which, look at the game, you can't see that.
2 goals.
Yeah, that's great effort on the tackle front and that, but his disposal was poor, and he got sucked into the tag a bit. But the positive being, we still had a really convincing win, and others stood up around him. Also without Duncan, Kelly played Duncan a lesser role on return, and Bartel, of course, is still out. So that was something that was positive, I felt. Yeah. So yeah, good win.
Can't take that away.
And yeah, we'll move on to the votes, hey mate.
Sounds good.
Reel them off.
Alrighty, I've gone with Jordan Murdoch. I never ever thought I'd be giving him 3 votes.
Jordan, the 3 votes, mate.
Yeah, I killed him in Supercoach too, mate. Not that many people would know, they wouldn't have him. 26 possessions, 38 marks, 4 tackles, and also 4 goals. He's kicked a career high 4, so it was out and out his best game he's played. And I don't know, Chris Scott didn't instantly say, yeah, his best game played. Don't know why, but yeah, I mean, the stats say for itself, but he looked really promising around the ground, moved really well. Used the ball very efficiently and hit the scoreboard when we needed to, and just essentially dominated the game. Had the ball on a string.
Did what we know his talent can provide, which is nice.
Finally. And 2 votes to Josh Caddy. Got the 23 disposals, 4 marks, 2 tackles and 3 goals, all in the second half.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe the goal he kicked when Selwood tapped it down to him. It was pretty interesting because we don't get many goals from forward 50 entries and throw-ins.
Yeah.
Or just, when we have a ball in or stoppage in the 50, it's normally just rebounds for some reason. But no, Caddy was really strong and tough in the contest, as he always is. Got a few goals next to his name, which was really good. And, nuggety, rough player, just what we need to, keep the scoreboard ticking and the clearances ticking over, mate.
Yeah.
And the 1 vote to Jared Rivers. I've been meaning to give this bloke a vote for probably, I don't know, the best part of his career at Geelong. I think I have. I can't remember when I have. That's the thing. So
he gets in here tonight.
He does, yeah. And 17 disposals, 10 marks. He was probably our best defender on the night, I thought. And he was very solid down back. And just the general for the Friday night.
Yeah.
Did his job and then some. So I really wanted to put in Blitzarves as well and Guthrie as well, but Rivers just sneaked in and may provide a bit of difference with the tips you've got, mate.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. I'll put him in there. I've given Blitzarves the 3 votes.
Bang, best on ground.
Yeah, especially late. He just got better and better as the game went on.
He just took marks for days.
Yeah, such a versatile player. I haven't, what do you have, about 27 touches, I think, in the end.
Yeah.
Just another fantastic performance. He's just in outstanding form, full of confidence. He's doing
best
it all.
Ferris, mate.
He'd be leading it at this point, you would have to think. So
yeah, possibly, yeah.
He'd be right up there anyway. And I gave the 2 votes to Murdoch. Everything you said. Really proud to see him actually deliver on what we know he can do.
Yeah.
He can be our Andrew Gaff sort of thing. And
absolutely.
Great pace, great kick, and he showed that. And the 1 vote I gave to Guthrie. I just thought...
just before you go on to Guthrie, mate, you could argue the last 2 games for Murdoch have been his best games.
Yeah, you could argue that very well. Yeah. Because I think you'd be right. So.
I hope he's on the upward curve, mate, and keeps it going.
Yeah, definitely.
Go to Cam.
Yeah, no, I just liked his game. He looked confident. Just sort of took the game on a couple of times. Made Judd look silly a couple of times, which, that's impressive stuff.
Maybe not after the game, but...
just took the game on, used it pretty well, kicked a nice goal as well. So I liked his game, and again, sort of following suit on those second-tier players who really aren't, or shouldn't be labelled second-tier players. They need to become our first tier, and I guess that's what they're starting to transition to, if that trend can continue.
Hopefully.
So let's hope it does.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic if it did. But moving on to your segment, mate, the chopping block. How do we see it this week? Not too much to change. What are we thinking?
Not too much at all, really.
Simple answer.
Well, look, I had a look at it and I couldn't think of much, really. Motlop was the one real disappointment I felt.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
At times I was questioning his fitness. I mean, he's walking around and running around like
he always looks
tired. A limp up or something. I don't know. Yeah. I thought so far this year he's had a pretty decent and consistent season. But last night, I don't know what was happening. He was just... He looked out of it, to be honest.
Didn't seem interested in... I don't know. Interested's the right word, but he just seemed... he always seems tired.
Yeah.
And
almost as if he had some sort of niggle or something, but...
Yep.
No, I couldn't fault many of the players. It was a 77-point win. It was pretty impressive stuff. I don't know how many players are looking to really break in. I wouldn't have thought there'd be too many, considering Mackie came back in the side and Kelly came back earlier as well.
The rest are almost long term.
Yeah, and we had a lot of outs too. I mean, not just those long-term main guys we talk about, like even someone like Dean Gore, who we've raved on about. He's injured at the moment.
Yeah, yep.
So look, not too much to report on the chopping block, mate. It was a pretty handy performance.
Yep.
Normally I'd whack Kirsten at this point, but I have to give him credit where it's due.
Yeah, his pressure was great.
He was good. I loved his tackling and he was impressive. So I can't really fault it. I thought it was no one really deserves to be dropped, and I wouldn't think, barring injury, anyone would be dropped. So
Sounds
that's positive. Right. Ahead of, it's a big game next week, a real test. We've sort of had games where we probably don't expect to win and games that we do expect to win. This one,
we're not sure.
I'm not sure where it all falls, but you'll have a look at that one.
Yeah, quickly before we get to that, Dan Menzel is apparently a couple of weeks away. I know we keep hearing he's forever 6 to 8 weeks away. Apparently 2 weeks away, with possibly a month in the VFL if you were to make it.
Fingers crossed, mate. Yeah, and Nathan Vardy, have you had anything on him?
No. I think I've looked at Facebook and they mentioned about Menzel and those were the main quotes from him.
Well, let's hope so.
That'd be good. But a huge game at Domain Stadium. We've got West Coast next Sunday. How do you see this, mate?
Yeah, well, as I was just sort of saying, it's a real 50-50 ball that suggests, especially being away, because the Eagles are flying, but I'm not sure. Yes, they've beaten Port Adelaide. But as you mentioned earlier, they did also lose to Brisbane the next week, and aside from that, their wins, I should say, have been against some lower opponents.
Carlton, St Kilda today.
Yeah.
They lost to the Dogs in round 1.
Yeah, so
I can't even remember who else they've beaten.
Yeah, but that hasn't been anything special. I know they smashed Gold Coast as well.
GWS they smashed.
Yeah, I guess that looks alright in individual, but again, it's hard to gauge where they're at. So it'll be interesting playing them. They're up and running. We've travelled okay so far.
It's been okay.
It'll be. I give us a bit of a chance, no doubt. It'll be tough, but I'm not sure. Like Collingwood, I rate West Coast highly, the Pies, but there's a little bit about them they're not fully sold yet. They're not an out and out top 4 team, despite what the ladder suggests, even 8 rounds in. So it'll be a very intriguing match, I feel, because it'll put a lot of our guys to the test.
Yeah, okay.
That trip is a tough one against a side full of confidence, and I just feel if we can win that, what will be 5-4, won't we?
We'll probably nearly be in the 8.
And you look at that after the start we had, the criticism we copped, the draw we had, 5-4 would be outstanding.
And with Hawthorn 4-4 at the moment would make it look really good.
It's just that sort of line in the sand little marker game that can put you that positive side on the ladder and could really kickstart us into we get the bye and really get that easier part of the draw. I think previewing the season, I think from rounds 9 to 11 from memory, our draw is pretty tough. That's just from memory, but certainly our second half of the season is much more appealing than that first half. So look, these are those sort of games that could be absolutely crucial to if we were looking in 3 months' time and look back and go, if we had just beaten West Coast in Subiaco. That's just my feel that it's a really important game. Yeah,
it's huge, no doubt.
Because I don't think West Coast will finish top 4, so I think they'll be fighting for a similar position we feel we'll be fighting for as well.
Yeah, it'd be
8-point game almost.
So. It's no doubt 8 points. Yeah.
But look, do you give us a fair chance?
I'll give us a reasonable chance. I mean, I'm much more confident than going to West Coast than Sydney. I mean that's they're stating the absolute obvious, but West Coast form has been pretty good. I feel like the win against Port Adelaide for them could have almost a bit of a placebo effect about it. Like, even though Port Adelaide lost to Brisbane the week after, it's almost, you can have that sense, we've beaten a top 4 team, we can not beat anyone, but we can beat most teams on our day if we play well.
Yeah, real confidence booster.
Yeah, traditionally we don't travel too well away. We bet the West Coast there by 10 goals in 2013. That's going back a while. And 2010 we got them there by 4 goals. I think we lost there in 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
I don't think we played in there last year. No, we played at Simmons and they did not kick much after quarter time.
No.
I don't think they kicked a goal after quarter time, or maybe one goal.
Not much at all.
I think it was just maybe 1 goal after quarter time. So yeah, gee, that almost makes me rethink again. But I think West Coast just in a very close one, but I think we're a really good chance because, as we said, they haven't beaten too much, and we're seemingly on the upward curve. But I feel like for them, everything for them to go right is more likely to happen than maybe for us, especially on the road with a tough trip and big game. I don't know what you think. But
yeah, no, you said exactly what I was going to say. I was just going to say, really tough trip. That's simple as that. It is a tough trip over there. So whether West Coast are out of the 8, in the 8, top 4, it's never too easy.
Yeah.
So the fact that they are up and running does make it a bit tricky. But look, we're starting to form into the side that is transitioning.
We thought we would be.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't forget that sentence there.
You're right. So hopefully, if we can bring the same intent and bit of flair as well that we've sort of played with.
Yep.
Looking to go through the middle, like you said, we'll give ourselves a pretty good chance because I don't think West Coast are anything too intimidating. I think we match up on paper pretty well.
Yeah,
but
I can't see why not.
Over in their cauldron could be tricky, but
we'll see.
Yeah, see who we tip in the video, the tipping video.
Oh boy,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Alrighty, that's a review from Short and myself on the Geelong Carlton game, which is at Etihad Stadium on the Friday night. Geelong home by 77 points, a very nice victory there for us. Don't forget to check out Ben down at thecattery.com.au. Does his previews, reviews and whatnot on his own site. And also catstars.com.au has plenty of Cats videos and random AFL videos. And darijoe, one of our all-time greatest mates, even though we've never met the bloke. But,
looks after us.
He looks after us, yeah. So check out his highlights. I've got the link in the description below for you guys. Don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts on the game. And also share around to your mates and subscribe as well. All that good stuff. We really do appreciate it. So, thanks heaps for sticking around, guys. And we'll catch us all next time.